4 arguments I believe as a lawyer tend to prove that Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian were actually behind the release of that infamous tape back in 2007. And I know what you're thinking, where are the receipts? Well, throughout the video, we're gonna have receipts pop up for you, the evidence that shows that the 4 arguments we make at the end are right. If you remember, back in 2007, Kim Kardashian Superstar was released. It was a video put out by an entertainment company, and that entertainment company was founded by Steve Hirsch, who happens to be the co-chair. He's always maintained that Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian had nothing to do with the release of the video. In fact, he made a point of making statements to say that, hey, it was such a hard negotiation because Kim Kardashian didn't want anything to do with the release of this video and blah, 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 blah. And that's the statements that have always been maintained. Now, why are we talking about this today? Well, on the Late Late Show with James Corden, Kylie Jenner and Kris Jenner just were on that show. Okay, remember now, James Corden's production company produces the Kardashians on Hulu, okay? So now to set the stage for you with the video you're about to see, the guy who owns the production company that produces the Kardashians on Hulu, he asks Kris Jenner a question, an important question. Play the clip.
Are you ready for this next question?
I don't know.
I'm going to show it to Kylie just to see her reaction.
I'm sweating.
Oh my God.
Okay. Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
It's okay. No. No.
True. Of course it's true.
Thank you.
Of course it's true.
So, as you see, right, James Corden shows a question to Kylie. Kylie responds, I would say she's a horrible actress. And then the question is asked of Kris Jenner. Were you behind the release of the video? She says no. Again, I would say that she's not a great actress. And then John, right, the lie detector guy, kind of thumbs up it, which is weird. Like, we don't see the up and down needle, right, that we see on every movie. So anyways, that's weird. And that has caused Ray J to respond. But let's back up for 1 second. When Hulu premiered their Kardashians, one of the first episodes showed Kim Kardashian being upset because her son was playing Roblox and there was mention of a Kim Kardashian tape. That, if you remember, caused Kanye to jump on a plane, go meet Ray J and grab a laptop. That laptop allegedly had some footage on it, according to Ray J's old manager, Whack 100. Ray J's always said there was no other video put out, and in fact, now it just seems to seem that laptop may have had a few things on it, but nothing really noteworthy. Now, as a result of that, Ray J got upset. He did an interview with the Daily Mail, and he responds by posting these text messages, again, stating clearly that Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner were behind the release of the footage. Now, again, now you see some text messages up here where Kim responds to Ray J to that Hulu episode, because the other statement made on the Hulu episode was Kim saying something about how about if Ray J filmed something when he put something in her bum. Now, you can see Ray J was upset. She responds to that part of the text messages, right? Saying, well, that was sarcastic. My team will get out a statement to say that it was sarcastic, but she doesn't respond. That's very important. She doesn't respond to the allegations about her mom and her being behind the release of the tape. Okay, so that's important. So based off of all this, I think there's 4 arguments as a lawyer that I believe tend to show that Ray J's correct and Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian are behind the release of that infamous film. Number 1, the lie detector looks fake. There's no needles going up and down. The owner of the production company that produces the Kardashians is the one asking the question. Kylie Jenner is a bad actress in acting surprised, and we know the Kardashians have enough power that they know every question they're going to be asked before they ask, and if they didn't want that question to be asked, it wouldn't have been asked. And likewise, Kris is not a great actress either. When she responds, it's all fake, and including the thumbs up by the quote-unquote lie detector guy, he's not even introduced with his credentials. If you want someone to believe something, aren't you going to say, hey, John was a bucket over here. He's done 1,000 lie detector tests before. In fact, he's known for this and that and this and that and writing these articles. You didn't do any of that. So the lie detector is fake. Number 2, when Ray J popped off on social, he made some statements. He knew the statute of limitations was 1 year. Why that important to me? Well, 1 year in a defamation case, meaning you got 1 year from the statement is made to the time that you can make a claim, or you've lost it forever. I believe that tends to show that he's looked at this before, because he believes that Kris Jenner is making a statement that she said is factual, but he says is false. It's publicized, being put out in the media, and he's saying he was injured because he can't get jobs on networks. He's made those statements before because this has put him in a bad light. If that is true, then he would have the ability to sue them. Why hasn't he yet? Maybe because they keep making up and having agreements, but then they keep breaking them. This seems to be the straw that broke the camel back. Third argument, if you remember, yes, I'm going to bring up Devin Booker and Ava Louise. Ava Louise, kind of known to pop off. Google her. She's popped off, indicated in the past that Booker slid into their DMs and she had receipts. When you Google her, you'll never find any mention of any follow-up articles. She's an influencer. She makes money by putting things out on social media. Why is she quiet now? Because Kris Jenner and the Kardashians, in my opinion, have the ability to financially resolve issues. And then what happens is someone signs a non-disclosure agreement and they never have to be able to talk about it again. That's likely what happened to Ava Louise. I likely think that's what's going to happen to this Ray J incident, because they don't want it to play out. Because if it shows that Ray J is telling the truth about these deliverables and Kim Kardashian being the one who actually signed it and her fingerprints being on it, and yes, there's arguments to say that that doesn't prove anything, but it tends to prove something. And if Ray J doesn't keep running his mouth, because he's good at running his mouth, and I mean that in a positive way. If he has a problem, he's going to let everybody know. So if he's not silenced by money, he's going to keep talking, and you're going to see him stop talking, because this is true. If it's not true, do what the Kardashians have done in the past. They take people to court and they fight it out. So why haven't they taken him to court? Argument number 4, in my profession, silence is admission of the truth. So we see these text messages between Ray J and Kim Kardashian. Ray J's clearly alleging that Kim and her mom were behind the release of the video. She responds to other parts of the text, but not those allegations. So if she's not willing to address them, her silence, in the law's eyes, can be taken to mean that it's an admission. So in my opinion, those are the 4 arguments that tend to show Ray J's were right. And Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian, they've always been behind the release of that infamous film. Hey, if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button. Meet me in the comments. Thank you.